How's it going, everybody? It's Sandwhichpants here today, and I've got a very important piece of news. Outcry as more than 20 babies and children are deported by U.S. to Haiti. ICE accused of sending defenseless babies into the burning house as deportations of 72 carried out in apparent breach of Biden order. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) deported at least 72 people to Haiti on Monday, including a 2-month-old baby and 21 other children, in an apparent flagrant breach of the Biden administration's orders only to remove suspected terrorists and potentially dangerous convicted felons. The children were deported to Haiti on Monday on 2 flights chartered by ICE from Laredo, Texas to the Haitian capital Port-au-Prince. I don't know how you pronounce that fully. I'm sorry. The removals sent vulnerable infants back to Haiti as it is being roiled by major political unrest. Jesus. ICE is facing a rising chorus of denunciation as a rogue agency for its apparent refusal to abide by the new guidelines laid down by Biden and his Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The incoming administration ordered a 100-day moratorium on all deportations, which was temporarily blocked by a judge in Texas. What? However, the judge's restraining order left in place the new guideline stipulating that only the most serious immigration cases should be subject to deportation. See, that's... I don't like that. Fuck you, Texas judge. But it's only temporarily blocked. Okay. Last Friday, the administration appeared to gain an upper hand in its attempt to rein in ICE when deportation flights to Haiti were suspended. Okay. But on Monday, the immigration agency reasserted itself again with the renewed flights to Port-au-Prince, children and infants on board. Human rights activists are dismayed by the deportations, which bear a close resemblance to the hard-line course set by Donald Trump. It is unconscionable for us as a country to continue with the same draconian, cruel policies that were pursued by the Trump administration, said Guerlain Joseph. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry. Executive Director of the Immigration Support Group on the Haitian Bridge Alliance. Oh, that's okay. Possibly why I don't know how you pronounce that name, because I'm not up on all the foreign policy and foreign stuff. One I should probably look into, though. She added, I don't know what's going on between ICE and the Biden administration, but we know what needs to be done. The deportations must stop. Immigration advisors are especially concerned about the safety of the Haitian children deported on Monday, given that they are being returned to a country that is embroiled in rapidly mounting political turmoil. The Haitian president, Jovenel Moise? I'm trying. Is refusing to... Can I get a pronunciation on this? I want a pronunciation. I don't... Nope. I'm just gonna... Okay. The Haitian president is refusing to heed opposition calls for him to step down in a dispute over the end of his term. His detractors say he should have left office on the 7th of February. Okay, and it's the 9th. So that's bad. Moise has... if I'm butchering that, I apologize. Moise has been ruling by decree for more than a year, and has recently cracked down on public protests. Oh, okay, so not good. On Sunday, the day that opponents urged him to stand down, he announced the arrests of 23 people, including a Supreme Court justice and a senior police inspector whom he claimed were plotting a coup against him. Oh, so he's a fasci. Two Haitian authoritarian at the very least. Two Haitian journalists were reportedly shot with live ammunition fired by the armed forces on Monday in volatile scenes in the Champ de Mars in downtown Port-au-Prince, I guess. I don't know. I'm butchering that, I know. The Biden administration has stoked further controversy by backing Moise in the dispute. Oh God, Biden, no. The U.S. government has announced it takes the view that the Haitian president has another year to run before he must leave office. No, so it's not safe for children to return children to this environment. Joseph said, "I fear for the kids being sent into the middle of this uprising. It's as if there is a house burning, and instead of taking people out for their own safety, the United States is sending defenseless babies into the burning house." That's exactly what ICE is doing. And Biden supporting this guy. No, Biden, come on. No. Biden is awful with foreign policy shit. ICE is continuing the deportations under the controversial use of Title 42, a health statute introduced in 1944 that was rarely used until recently. The Trump administration supercharged its application under the guise that it was necessary as a health protection against the coronavirus pandemic. Of course. Trump continued to follow an aggressive approach to Haitian deportations right up until the final hours of his presidency. Of course he did. The day before he left the White House, a final deportation flight was sent to Haiti carrying a man who was not a Haitian citizen and had never been to that country. Oh, jeez. Biden came into office the following day, pledging to steer a more humane path. So far, though, ICE appears to be frustrating that intention. So we have, yeah, a rogue agency who feels like it can do whatever the hell it wants because it's super fucked up and rapes children, allegedly. So, yeah, just uh just keep that in mind. This is possibly one of the most severe things I have seen a quote unquote law enforcement agency attempt to do in a while. Just outright defying the president's order and going, no, we're still going to deport these people because fuck you. The last president is who these people supported, and they don't want to change because they like the racism. That's the only people who get into ICE are the people who really, really hate other people coming to this country at all. But they really hate the people who aren't white. Yes, even the people who work at ICE who are also not white. There's something that they despise, and it's not the fact that there's immigrants coming to the country. I mean, that's part of it, but there's something deeper about it. They hate people coming, and there's a specific group they hate, a specific group they tolerate more than the others. Just as a law enforcement agency, ICE is fucked. It needs to go. There is literally no reason to have it. We already have Customs and Border Patrol. We don't need ICE. They're just, as you see here, a fascistic rogue militaristic operation. That's all it is. The agency needs to go. Sure, everybody knows that at this point, but they're sending fucking babies to a place that's starting to be in a major political turmoil where and we know what generally happens with political turmoil. There is violence. It's not necessarily good. Now, hypothetically, in Minecraft, violence does obviously change things. I mean, you can't kill a creeper without hitting it, really. I mean, or luring it to a spot where it can be burned in lava or something, or forcing it to blow itself up, all of which are violent actions that cause change. I mean, they'll change the terrain around them when they blow up. They'll take health from you and damage your armor, which changes it in a sense. You know, I mean, so violence does affect change. And creepers are bad, but in Minecraft, one of the best ways to survive is by eating steak, so you have to kill a cow, and that affects a positive change for you, whereas the creeper affects a negative change for you and honestly for itself because it blows itself up a lot of the time, or you have to kill it, but it's essentially a suicide shrub, so you know. But I dislike the sending fucking 20 babies, 72 people. Like, the fact that this is the thing that is small print under here. This headline could read deportations of 72 including more than 20 babies by US to Haiti. Outcry. This down here could say ICE accused of sending defenseless babies into the burning house. Outcry. Outcry from the people. Blah blah. Whatever. I'm not a journalist, but it seems like you could have put the 72 people and the 20 babies in here and had even an even more impactful headline. That would have been like, woo, and you would have gotten it. And then you could come down here and then read how it was about. They could, yeah, here, this part, an apparent breach of Biden order. ICE accused of sending defenseless babies into the house in apparent breach of Biden order. Uh, calls to abolish ICE renew or something. I mean, it's a little bit longer. You'd have to have it out to like here, have a third line, but there's things you could do. You could make it work. Come on, snappier headlines. But 72 people being sent to this situation, that's super fucked up, and I 100% disagree with this. Biden needs to crack down on ICE by abolishing it. Get to it, Biden. Come on. Come on, comrade. Chop chop. Also, don't support a guy who's supposed to not be in office. Uh, should have left office on February 7th, and he's been ruling by decree for more than a year. So, like, honestly, he's cracked down on public protests, and then he announced the arrest of 23 people. Like, this is bad. This dude is. And then 2 journalists were shot. Not good. So Biden needs to not support this and also needs to crack down on this by just ICE abolished. That's the next headline we need to see. Oh, you don't want to listen to my order? Okay, well, you're abolished. You have no authority. Turn in your badges. Marshals and National Guard will see to it that you are relieved of duty. Fuck off. You don't want to listen to the president. Bye-bye. You're done. Out. That's all you need to do. Thanks, Biden. do that, we'll give you a thanks. You will doing that, introducing a public option, and getting a standalone $15 an hour minimum wage bill through would make you like look good in the eyes of so many more people. And if you did those things, which are things that leftists have been pushing, we can actually like affect positive change, you doddering old motherfucker. So, uh, uh get with the times, old man. I know. Yes, that's ageist. You know, it's he's he's just so out of touch with the things that need to be actually done in some of the instances. He gets there with some of the other things. He's like, "Hey, we need to reform like the criminal justice system," and I recognize that after I like helped fuck it up. But, sorry. And then he's like, "Hey, we need to like do this $15 an hour minimum wage thing," but there's enough Democrats who oppose that actually being in the COVID stimulus that it's not going to be a thing. Although the Democrats could be like, hey, if you're not going to do this $15 an hour minimum wage increase, we need to increase the fucking stimulus payments to people. Not 2,000. Make it 2,600 for a total of 3,200. Because you don't want the GOP to turn around and be like, hey, look, they didn't give you the 2,000. Anyways, that's a totally different segment. Thanks.